Hello, welcome to Ndinetaza, the only entrepreneurship TV reality game show in Zimbabwe. 10 entrepreneurs, 4 judges, and you participate through social media by voting for your favorites. I'm your host, the Juggernaut, and today we're not in Harare. We're all the way in Kwekwe. Our producers traveled to Kwekwe to capture this amazing entrepreneurship story of Henry Gurajena. Check him out.
My name is Henry Gurajena, and on my right is Tinotenda Due. I did my primary education at Chedza Primary School. I then went on for my secondary education at Manunre High School. I then went on to the University of Zimbabwe, where I pursued a Bachelor of Science honors in Real Estate Management, and I graduated with a first class plus a book prize. So I then had a bit of experience in publishing and writing book chapters and journal articles, which has culminated to up to today, where I've published more than 15 articles.
I grew up in Bulawayo, where I did my primary school, and later moved on to Kwekwe, where I did my high school at Mbizo High School. And then from there, I went on to the University of Zimbabwe, where I did a BSc in economics, and currently I'm a master's in economics finalist at the University of Zimbabwe. I once had an opportunity to serve as a graduate teaching assistant, and I also benefited a lot from doing some research in finance and also in the poverty area.
So I've known Tino, I think, for more than 6 years now. Basically, we first met in our A-levels. We were doing a combination, a common subject, that's mathematics, and we were all struggling in mathematics. So we met in some of those funny areas where people are trying to supplement, and we call them extra lessons. So that's how I got to know him, and he was really good, and we started to work together, and at the end of the day, we all made good passes in the subject. Personally, I would describe myself as an academic and also as an entrepreneur. So my academic aspect, like I was telling you, that we were writing books and giving and profiling solutions. So one of the most common challenges is housing finance in Zimbabwe. So I remember writing about 3 book chapters on that, and we managed to come up or develop a semi-model that I termed the financial modeling technique. So this is what caused me now to look for an expert in economics and finance, and I thought of a good friend that I had who already has 2 degrees in economics. That's when I thought of inviting Tino. But on its own, maybe the financial modeling technique, it's more of like a roster. So it allows us to commingle resources, and we use those resources to the beneficiaries who are commingling them to benefit themselves. So this is actually a new way of doing things, and already, as we are speaking, the model has already managed to get some international attention. Like, for instance, last year we were in Europe and we were receiving awards about on some of our achievements with regards establishing this model that can be replicated anywhere around the world. We are simply looking for people who are having troubles in their infrastructure. Their houses are dilapidated. They really need an extension, and they also need the renovations and refurbishments. So when we are going out there in the high density areas, we are simply looking for people who want their houses to be extended, but they cannot afford to pay a lump sum deposit fee. So this is where we come in to say we can offer the service to anyone who owns a piece of property but who cannot afford to do it. And then that's when we will introduce the secret sauce to help funding it, and we will give the person some reasonable time so that they can have some time to pay back over a period of time, a reasonable period of time. So you realize that Zimstead has noted that the majority of the populace are actually living in the high density areas, and these are people who are actually maybe living below the poverty datum line. But you realize that also these people can afford to set aside a stream of income per month. But when they want to do some constructions, real duties, they will not be able to afford this. So we are normally approaching those people. We call them the low-income earners, and these are people who constitute the majority of our beneficiaries. So we have realized that these are people who are often neglected, but these are people who also want the best out of life. And this is where we are coming in to say we can provide housing solutions for their housing infrastructure problems.
As the finance director, there are a lot of challenges that we are facing. As you can see, the economic situation is not good. and people are struggling. So right now it is difficult for us in terms of recruiting people who are interested. It takes time because now you need to take more time explaining to the people so that they understand exactly what we are doing, and so that we can create a good image. So it takes time trying to market ourselves, and it requires us to do a lot of marketing effort in trying to understand the preferences and the needs of the people so that we can address it in a way that satisfies their expectations.
There you have it. There's been an ongoing debate as to the part education plays in entrepreneurship. These entrepreneurs are academics as well, and they've put their skills and experience into their business to set up their real estate business. Amazing work there by the Kwekwe boys. Stay tuned, because after the break, we're going to have a business compass giving us a sense of direction in our businesses. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. Now we're going to watch our business compass.
Microfinance is the provision of financial services to individuals, micro-enterprises, small to medium enterprises. It is more about relationship-based marketing, whereby we understand the needs of the client as per case. Traditionally, microfinance was a way of accessing loans for various people, but it has now grown to insurance, savings, and fund transfers. The economy has been tough. It has been rather volatile and uncertain, whereby you cannot really predict the business environment of tomorrow. But we would advise the small business owners, the individuals, to take adaptive strategies, as the microfinance industry can be only as strong as they are. Some of the adaptive strategies that small to medium businesses can take, as well as individuals, is to embrace technology. There are the non-material costs that are incurred within a business, which we can relax due to the economy. But we do believe, in the instance of economic recession, inflation, it is only those enterprises that thrive, that innovate around whatever they have, that survive the traumas. We will continue to issue loans, we will continue to do business, but we also urge the various small to medium enterprises to adapt. Microfinance has been a huge driver in financial inclusion and also pushing the sustainable development goals. We see access to education for everyone through the educational loans. We have seen reduced inequalities, because almost anyone, no matter where you are, you can actually access a loan to scale your business, to make your business grow, or even to start your business. We have also seen decent work and economic growth, because once we have empowered a certain individual who is an entrepreneur, they have now the capability to scale their business, to employ more people, and this results in economic growth for the nation.
There you have it. You got some insights on how you can manage and run your business efficiently and successfully. Remember, you also can really be a part of this program, not just by watching. You can contest as a contestant, and you do so by going to our Facebook page and social media platforms. Our website for you to apply is www.ndinetaza.co.zw. Log on and click on application. The rest is easy. Also, like our Facebook page, and you can vote and participate by going to the particular contestant's post, liking their post, and that like adds on to the judges' scores to bring the ultimate score for each contestant. The competition is in the SWOT analysis. Now let us hear how Henry can articulate his SWOT analysis.
So our strengths are We have a team that is well knowledge on real estate, and they've extensively published on those issues. Combined, we've got more than 10 years experience working in real estate. We have got innovation and use of cutting edge technology, like for instance, the financial modeling technique, which has already won a national award and also an international award, which means this thing has got the potential. We've got a competitive management team. Like for instance, we've shown you the management site where we have thought of making our own building materials. So this is the thing that is helping us to cut our costs.
Of course, we've got weaknesses, but we're trying hard to keep on going strong. First off, we have got challenges in recouping initial investment outlay. And in this case, it's because of the defaults. Our clients do not always honor the construction agreement. So in that case, we then lease the extended units so that we can recoup the investment outlay plus profits. And also, when a profit is being developed, a caveat is effected with the relevant local authority, and such that the beneficiary is not able to sell without involving us. The model only works for individuals and households who own properties. For security reasons, since safeguarding our investment is a priority, so we want households with somewhere to start from. And also, we also have an issue, and the issue is that we are failing to match the actual demand. Amaveni is a case in point, and houses are deplorable and not sustainable, and a lot of action needs to be done. We've got a lot of opportunities because 75% of houses in Old Silvers are dilapidated, and now the Ministry of Local Government in the international community, politicians should now come together to support model since this situation calls for a desperation measure.
So our threats, current inconsistencies, like for instance, we used to have the bond note and now the FCA, the RTGS dollars. So these are some of the challenges that we have. It's difficult now to price your things considering that the projects take a lot of time. And also we've got outdated building bylaws. Like for instance, in construction, we use the Regional Town Country Planning Act, Chapter 29.7, point 12, and also the model building bylaws, and these were last updated in 1977. So this is really a challenge. We also have a problem of red tape at the regulating institutions. This will lead to the local authority taking time to approve our things, taking time to come and inspect our construction sites. So if we were to get the 1,000 RTGS dollars, we will use 75% of that money to go and place it on a crowdfunding system. This is what we are using to fund. So we are looking for international investors from Europe and everywhere else. So we will use again the last 25% of that money to help in capitalizing purchasing of our brick making equipment, and as well as some other instruments that are needed in our day-to-day running of the business.
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It is not sufficient to have them well articulated and written down on paper. As a successful entrepreneur, you should be able to articulate and express them to the various stakeholders that are interested. They have just done that, and we'll hear from the judges after the break how well they felt Henry and his partner articulated their SWOT. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Some exciting news for you. We have an amazing product just for you. A digital magazine which covers the profiles of Season 1 and Season 2 entrepreneurs for you to read about and learn from them and their businesses. The best part for me, especially when we're waiting for the verdict, the judges say. You heard it, I heard it. What do you judges think? What did you hear? So did Judge Rose, how did you find the realtors?
We don't usually get academics to delve into entrepreneurship, which was quite exciting for me to watch, and also the way they articulated. They are not briefcase entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
They are real entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
And I was quite impressed by the fact that they really know their industry in and out. They've even done research on it,
Yes.
which is mind-blowing.
Yes, they have
really.
papers on it.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
On their strength, they really know that their team is tight.
Yes.
Vane team hombe. they have command in their industry.
Absolutely.
And I'll give them 35. For their weaknesses, I like the way they really articulated. Well, I think I'll give them 40 for their weaknesses.
Okay.
Opportunities, I don't know. Me being an entrepreneur means I'm an opportunist.
Yes.
I latch at every opportunity that's out there. When they spoke about the outdated bylaws, I thought to myself, who is best to make sure that these bylaws are revised and made to look modern or to speak to the current state of affairs than them.
Yes.
I know if I was them, I would just go and speak to somebody in authority and make sure I latch at it. So
And it seems it didn't score.
no,
Either?
no, I'll give them 35 there because they should have recognized that opportunity. And for the threats, currency inconsistencies, I don't want us to, as Zimbabwean entrepreneurs, to dwell on the negatives. Of course, currency inconsistencies, they are everywhere.
Okay.
It's just that with us, it happens so fast that it overtakes us. But as an entrepreneur, you should have your plan in line, or you know you are trading in a volatile environment,
Yes.
in a VUCA environment, I would like to call it. So you plan ahead.
Absolutely. That seems
Yeah.
to be their main threat. How do they score on the threats?
On the threats, I'll give them another 40 because they mentioned red tape and yeah.
Judge Raphael, do you agree or disagree with these marks and
I would agree
points?
with some, but I think particularly catchy is the issue of their knowledge base. And I think it's backed by the research that we had, they have undertaken.
Yes.
And again, looking at the profile of the company,
Yes.
it's based on experience, 10 years plus experience
Yes.
in that kind of industry gives you a head start, a good lead. I was particularly impressed by their unique financial modeling technique. It's a unique and notable innovation. And I think no wonder, outside Zim,
Yes.
somebody recognized that as an accolade. 48 for them from me.
Wow.
On strengths.
Wow.
And then looking at their weaknesses, I think they fumbled a bit on talking about their initial investment outlay.
Yes.
There was something about flexibility which I didn't quite catch, but I was impressed by their ability to note the fact that there is a growing demand for the product that they have put on the market.
Okay.
And I think that's a catch, 42 for them on
Wow.
weaknesses. Looking at own construction, there was something they mentioned about their own construction.
Yes,
Did they say
mentioned,
model?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's their own.
it's a good for me.
Brick making,
yes,
I think
brick
brick making, because they are now looking at diversification and just not the book knowledge, the research. They are looking at the practicals, hands-on. Because if you're looking at property, people are failing to access materials because they
Yeah.
haven't got funding.
And they've
So
gone into the
they've
chain.
gone into the chain. That's
yeah.
the value chain.
Owning
I'm looking
value
at
chain,
the
yeah.
current solutions for current problems. For me, that's a kudo. I gave them 46 for that.
Wow.
Threats, local authority red tape. Yes, I put some weight on that because having come from where we constructed all our houses, and when these guys, drag their feet to come and inspect the building stage, you get frustrated.
And the red tape
You want
drags.
to move on. Yeah,
Yes.
that for me was a good one. But I thought that there was more in the construction industry in terms of threats that they didn't unearth. And I think for that, I dropped them to 30. There's so much in the construction industry that they
could have maximized on. Judge Evans, I saw you even clapping at some point. Was that in agreement, or how are your scores like?
I'm encouraged that my brother here is generous today and
treat me well. Never know where we're going to meet.
I'm pleased with these guys' business case. They appear to have read into their market well. And, when you are in business, the first thing is you've got to understand your parameters and the environment in which you're operating. It gives you an edge in terms of if any aspect or any variable in the market changes, you are able to better adapt and to perform in the market itself. Because when variables in the market change, they change for everybody. But it's one that is better able to adapt that will indeed succeed. So I gave them a 44 in terms of their strengths. And then in terms of their weaknesses, I thought that they were able to articulate them. Red tape, and I thought in their opportunities they'll be able to deal with that. So for the weaknesses, I gave them a 40.
Okay.
But because I didn't see that the weaknesses, they'll be able to harness those weaknesses into opportunities. So I gave them a 35. And then in terms of the threats, I gave them a 40. But
wow,
very good, Henry and Tino.
And since you're scoring well, the banker in the building, are you in agreement with the economist that was there?
Entrepreneurs should understand that we have the strongest currency in Africa. Number one. And the way we are devaluing it is making me sad. And you know what they say? If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere in the world.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow, profound.
So, I like their motto. I like everything they're doing.
Wow.
So for their strength, I gave them 45.
Wow.
Right? For their weaknesses, I gave them 46. Yeah. The opportunities, I gave them 48. These guys really know what they're doing. And for the threats, I gave them 39. And well done. I think these are the next billionaires from Zimbabwe, or the next millionaires.
Wow. Perhaps he didn't specify the currency of the billions, but definitely they will make their billions. There you heard it from the judges. Amazing there. And the question is, what is the total from the judges? Let's check out the scoreboard. Wow, 653. The stakes keep getting higher. And real estate, like every other industry, is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Only their imagination can limit them in terms of being billionaires. Amazing show we had today. I learned a lot. Your academics, your talents, your skills, your passion, you put them together and make them your business. In fact, where these converge, you have the best business for you. Until next time, you can also participate in voting and adding onto this score. You go onto our Facebook page, you like Henry's post. By doing so, you add onto his mark, and the totals will come out at the end of the season to find our ultimate winner. Always remember, follow your passion, follow your talents, and allow your skills to be your business. From the judges, the crew behind the scenes, the juggernaut, I'm out.
Henry Gurajena.
Henry Gurajena.
Standing by on set.